Hello lovely beaders. Welcome back to my channel. I had this idea since I made the ghost earrings. I had several attempts with the ghost, but I only showed you two at that time. I made one too round and too big for a ghost, and I didn't cut it apart because I knew that with a little work it could be made into a hot air balloon. After making 15 stars for the last project, I had some time to rethink my idea with the hot air balloon. First, I will show you how to make the basket. Start by stringing 6 pieces of the bronze seed beads. Put a double knot to make a circle with the beads. Step out from the first bead after the knot. String 1 piece of bronze seed bead between every seed bead from your starting circle. With the last seed bead, go through the last bead from your starting circle and the first bead strung in this row. This is the step-up part. With the first row finished, you need to see the star-shaped circle. String 2 pieces of bronze seed beads between every seed bead from your previous step. The step-up part of this row is to go through the last bead from the previous row and the first 2 seed beads strung in this row. String 1 piece of size 15 white seed bead between every pair of bronze seed beads strung in the previous row. This is a type of peyote beading, using the 2 bronze seed beads as one. If you pull your thread, the beading will start to curl upwards. This is where the wall of the basket begins. For the step-up part, you need to go through the last 2 bronze seed beads and the first white bead strung in this row. String 2 pieces of bronze seed beads between every white seed bead. I will speed up this part of the video because from now on, you repeat the last 2 rows. Between the white beads, string 2 bronze beads, and between the 2 bronze beads, string white beads. Repeat until you string the 4th white row. Never forget to step up for the next row. You can slow down the video if you want to see every repeated step. Just click on the cogwheel icon and select the speed you want. This is the 2nd white row. You can put the fire-polished bead inside the basket. It will help to keep the walls of the basket more straight. This is the 3rd white row. It is easier to bead with the sides of the basket held by the fire-polished bead. You will need to adjust the lines from time to time. For me, they always shift a little. This is the last bronze row. and I adjust the lines again. This is the fourth white row. This will be the last row for the basket. String size 11 seed beads in white color between the size 15 white seed beads. If you don't have thin jump rings, the thin size like I use, then use size 8 seed beads here. I will tell you the size and thickness of the jump rings when it is time to use them. And the basket is finished with this row. It was easy peasy, don't you think? A little adjustment to the lines. You can weave in the thread and the tail and cut them. You need at least 3 turnarounds with the thread before you cut it. But because this is a small piece and you have double beads that are not so tight, I recommend more turnarounds. With the tail is easier. You tied a knot there, so you only need to go away from the knot to be safe to cut the tail. And here it is, the finished basket. Let's start with the balloon. String 6 pieces of white seed beads. Use size 15 seed beads. Put a double knot to make a circle with the beads. Step out from the first bead after the knot. The start of the balloon is similar with the start of the ghost earring. String 2 pieces of white seed beads and go through again the bead from the circle and the next bead from the circle. Repeat this step around. You will have 6 units of 2 pieces of white beads. This new units are like loops on top of the beads from the starting circle, but they look more like bunny ears to me. The balloon is made with a modified tubular herringbone stitch. The modification is the increasing to have a rounded look. But for the first rows it will be simple tubular herringbone stitch. This was the 5th unit. This is the last, the 6th unit. You do not need to go through the next bead from the circle, just the 6th bead from the circle. You need to step up for the next row. Go through the 6th unit's first bead for the step up. Make a simple herringbone row. String 2 pieces of white beads and go through the 2nd bead from this unit and the 1st bead from the next unit. And repeat around. When you string the 6th unit, you need to step up for the next row. String 2 pieces of white seed beads and go through the 2nd bead from your unit. String 1 piece of bronze seed bead and go through the 1st seed bead from the next unit. This will be the first part of the increasing. Repeat around. You need to step up for the next row. This row will have the second part of the increasing. String 2 pieces of white seed beads and go through the second bead from your unit. Go through the bronze seed bead. String 2 pieces of bronze seed beads and go through the bronze seed bead again. This new bronze beads will be like loops on top of the bronze beads strung in the last row. Go through the first white bead from the next unit and repeat these steps around. You need to step up for the next row. From now till you will have 6 bronze rows, you will bead tubular herringbone rows. On top of the white string white beads and on top of the bronze string bronze beads. I will sped up this part to not bore you. This row will be the second bronze row. Since we have a moment, I'd like to ask for your support. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please consider subscribing and giving it a thumbs up. I share all my knowledge here for free, but to keep creating valuable content, your support is essential. Every like, comment, and share helps the channel grow and reach more people. If you'd like to go a step further, you can buy me a coffee, or check out my tutorials and jewelry pieces. The links are in the description. Thank you so much for helping me keep this channel going. This are the finishing beads to the 6th row of bronze. If you made it till here, you are halfway to finish the balloon. Don't forget to step up for the next row. Thread the tail, go through some beads and cut it. Let's put the pearl bead inside. Use the headpin to secure it in place. I didn't made a loop on my headpin yet. I needed the pearl inside secured, and it is fine for me like that for now. You can make the loop if you want. So I have 6 rows of bronze beads. In this row, string 2 pieces of white beads on top of the white beads and only 1 piece of bronze bead on top of the bronze beads. We start to decrease the bronze columns. This is what you need to see. Repeat around. Don't forget to step up for the next row. This row string only white beads and go through the bronze beads strung in the last row. Try to keep the tension, pull the thread. Don't forget to step up for the next row. This row string the white beads on top of the white beads and string one piece of bronze bead between the white units. And of course, don't forget to step up for the next row. This row string only white beads and go through the bronze beads strung in the last row. Don't forget to step up for the next row. Make a simple herringbone row. String only white beads. Don't forget to step up for the next row. Make one more simple herringbone row. Don't forget to step up for the next row. It's starting to look like a hot air balloon, isn't it? Make the last row by stringing one size 11 seed beads on top of every herringbone column. If you don't have thin jump rings, use size 8 seed beads here. Weave in the thread and cut it. I cut the headpin and make the loop on top of the balloon. Sorry that I am not always in the frame. The jump rings that I use in this project are 304 stainless steel jump rings with 24 gauge, and they are 5 by 4 mm and 0.5 mm thickness. They are oval and they have the opening on a side. I am opening the jump ring and pulling it through a size 11 seed bead from the balloon, and then I am going through the size 11 bead from the basket. And I am closing the jump ring. I put jump rings in every second seed bead. And the hot air balloon is finished. Put an earring hook on it. Or if you want to use it another way, then you can thread a necklace through the loop and you have a pendant, or put a clasp on the loop and put it on a keychain. And that's the end of today's video. If you watched it and liked it, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for spending time with me. See you next week.